Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Keith. So there's something about the tone that I get on my guitar with the G string in particular that has bugged me for a very long time. It seems like the G string seems to just completely overpower everything. It just seems louder, and there's reasons why, and we can get into a little bit of that, but I'm here to try to figure out if I can fix it. All right, so whenever we're running through, like with that example, the 6 that I was throwing here, the G string tends to completely overpower everything to the point where, to my ear at least, it sounds shrill, and you can't really distinguish what's going on with that string compared to the others, because even in open chords, that G string tends to dominate. So here's an A major chord, right? You hear this, how it's just ringing out? So let's just run through that beginning riff that I did here, and you can kind of tell, especially when I'm doing the rundown here of the 6. So it's... Now you see what I'm talking about there? When I'm running down, you could hear I'm just plucking the G string and the E string here in this 6. You hear how much louder that G is compared to my pluck E string? So in order to mitigate that, after doing a little bit of research, there is a way to kind of subdue the G string here, and I'll show you what I'm going to try, and we're going to do a little bit of an A-B test before and after. So in order to mitigate the overpowering of that G string, from what I've been reading, is you could take that string gauge for that G string, just that one G string, and lower it a little bit. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Make it a little bit smaller. So what I have on my guitar right now is Ernie Ball Slinkies, and they're 10s. And with the 10s, it comes with a 17 G string. So what I was recommended to do was take that and put on a set of 15s. Luckily, they do make packs of 15s. I think I bought this one from Amazon for $10. It's 6 just G strings, just G. So I'm going to take it from a slightly thicker to a slightly thinner gauge string just on that. So we're going to A-B test it. I'm going to play through that lick and then put the string on and then play through that same lick again. And let's see if we could hear a difference, if it subdues that anyway. All right, so here is me running through that 6 progression that I had here. So this is with the 17, just a straight normal 10s on there, and then we'll flip it over. So this is that first lick. All right, so now that we have that established, I'm going to go ahead and flip out the strings and we'll see what happens. All right, so I have the new string on here. Let's just tune her up. She's all tuned up. Let's just play the same lick and see what happens. All right, that sounds a little bit more subdued. It's going to be interesting to hear this when I do the A-B comparison, but let's just run through it another time, and then I will go ahead and splice the other one back to back, and we'll see what happens. So let's just have at it here. time. All right, so right now it does sound a little bit more subdued, at least to my initial impressions. It's hard to tell without listening to it back to back, but it does seem like the bite is not quite as much there whenever I do these little third, sixth rundowns. So here we go. So when I'm listening to it just by ear without the comparison, I do feel like that G string is a little bit more subdued, but it's little minimal when you kind of think about it. But when you start adding these minimal things up and increment your way towards the tone that you want, any little bit helps. So I think it's a good start to go with. So right now, I'm just going to keep on rolling with putting the 15s on instead of the 17s on the guitars and see if that helps out a little bit. If not, I could always switch back because changing your strings isn't really that much of an investment. But I would be curious to see what you think based off of this A/B comparison that we have here. And just remember that there's no extra charge for mistakes because I sure did make a few here. In any case, I hope you have a wonderful day and do let me know what you think. And please like and subscribe if you thought this was helpful in any way. Thanks.